Kia ora for another episode of the Cricketers Network. We're going to be talking all things from the world of cricket, from the perspective of the best little boutique cricketing nation on earth, New Zealand. My name's Ben Hurley and I am the host of the Cricketers Network. I am not, nor have I ever been, a professional cricketer, but every single week I'll have 1, 2, sometimes 3 current or former professional cricketers with me to chat through that entire diaspora of cricket. And today I've got 2 absolute legends of Auckland cricket. That's a thing, it seriously is. Next to me, 53 first class games for Otago, New South Wales and Auckland, including 6 tests for New Zealand, 161 wickets at a tick under 30. His teammates call him Dad, but we know him as Will Somerville. Will, welcome to the Cricketers Network.
Thanks, Ben. Bloody good to be here.
And down the end, over 200 games for her country, including 200s. She's a White Fern, an Auckland Heart, current world champion, fresh back from the ODI World Cup in Sri Lanka and India, Maddy Green. Maddy, welcome to the Cricketers Network.
Thank you.
How good. Thank you very much for joining us today. And both of you have played a lot here at Eden Park. Do you feel at home?
Really at home. Maybe if we're on the outer oval, but have played a few times out here, which is a pretty cool ground. I think it doesn't take many people in Eden Park for the atmosphere to feel amazing. It's just like people literally sitting on top of you, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's great. I think I got 2 T20s out here for Auckland. That was the only time I got to play at the number 1, but that was pretty special doing that. I remember having the kids on the field after, and something I'll remember for the rest of my life. The history here is pretty amazing in rugby and cricket, and it's the national stadium, so it's a pretty cool place to call your home as Auckland cricketers. But obviously we play out the back at Eden Park number 2, which is even smaller boundaries, pretty much all the way around. So it's real fun as an off spinner playing Super Smash out there. But
both of you, I imagine, have had a ball into the service station across the road.
Not me, no. And the net that they've put up on the side of Santner Road now makes it a little bit more difficult. But no, I've been there a couple of times. I think Colin de Grunholm, I've watched him and Colin Munro out there absolutely teeing off into the service station. So they've had to put that net up on the side now to make sure no passers by get tonked with those cricket balls. But
yeah, we always had a competition. You got to try and hit it on the concourse, which is up, so you're hitting it into the main stadium on the concourse there, which is a massive hit. And Manas and the Ground Dome, I've seen both of them hit balls up there. But yeah, I don't think I ever did. I got hit up there. Probably more than once, but yeah. And I definitely got hit into the mobile before as well, which
it's a bit of a bowler's graveyard, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was also, I quite enjoyed it because you knew guys were going to come hard at you, so it was a good chance of taking wickets, and I think I did all right there. My economy was okay. It's probably going like only 11 over or something.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I'd be happy if you're under 10s out there for sure.
Geez, so. Gavin Larson S. The one thing that makes me laugh about when you drive down Sandringham Road past number 2 is there's one of those light up signs quite often that says beware of cricket balls, but it's like right next to the ground. Like if you're driving and you see that, what are you supposed to do?
Oh, I think you're pretty unlucky if you get one coming through.
Just put the foot down, don't you? So less chance of getting hit. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it's pretty
See
tough
who's bowling, and then you might be all right. You just cruise past.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty tough now. They've got a massive netting at the side of on the sideline, so I think it'd be pretty tough to get one through the windscreen these days. But I've certainly seen a couple of the boys absolutely launch them into that service station.
Yeah, and there's the house at the other end as well, at the north end. There's a house there. That house just gets peppered, and no matter what the format, because it's just like a step hit. It's only 55-metre boundary, and then the house is another 10 metres behind it. So the balls go in that backyard all the time. Yeah.
Well, your Auckland club is Parnell, which has a different problem. It has mud flats and
the creek
and a creek, which obviously Parnell probably has a bit more money than other clubs, and it has to just to pay for the balls.
I guess $150 a pop or something. So there's a Harakiki and mud flats, and then you got the road as well. Another car danger. That car park there, you just never park right behind the sight screen. Always go down the way a bit. That's my advice. Yeah, but it's a great place down at Short Road. Love playing there.
What's your club, Maddy?
I actually started my junior career, I guess, at Parnell. So I was originally Parnell as well, and then And then when I got to high school, I was playing boys cricket then, and then was going to high school and the boys go play school cricket. So, and Parnell at that point didn't have a women's team. So then I had to move to Cornwall, which will probably, Parnell and Cornwall have a bit of a history, I think. But yeah, Cornwall Cricket Club, beautiful ground, best ground in Auckland, I reckon. So yeah, we've got a great female program and been very lucky, had some really great coaches and people supporting me through the clubs. So yeah.
Right, so we always start with what are you up to these days? Now Maddy, we know what you're up to and we will get your thoughts on the recently completed World Cup, but Will, you are retired, and so what are you doing? How do you fill your days?
Well, I'm working full time, back to the sort of real world in a way, I suppose, but love my job, working in a really cool team with JB Weir in New Zealand, and investment advice business essentially. We're a wealth management business, and I'm an advisor. I did my study in my last year of cricket basically. We were touring India during COVID, and we were stuck in a room for 10 days, so I did most of it in those 10 days. And then on the way back we had 2 weeks in Christchurch before we could come back up to Auckland. So I did it all sort of in all the isolated rooms in hotels, kind of where I did my study and then I applied for my job in my last year of cricket with Auckland, and started. I do miss probably the competitive nature of cricket and the strategy around what I used to do, and I loved trying to get batsmen out, and now I've kind of transitioned into this role, which is a real team environment as well, which is awesome. I love the guys I'm working with, and we've got a great team of 6 of us, and so I feel very lucky at JB Weir in town here, and we get to be out and about meeting people. It's a people business, and I love talking to people and finding solutions for their families and organisations as well, and trusts and that sort of thing. And it's great
Still
job.
working with CPA and some cricketers as well?
Yeah, exactly. So spend a lot of time catching up with cricket friends, and working with the CPA a bit as well, and really enjoy it.
It seems to be a common path, the financial investment one, because we had Mark Richardson on the show a couple of weeks ago. That's of course his job now. Yeah. He sort of said there's a lot of transferable skills and between like you've said, the team environment, and I don't know, then he said something about risk versus reward, and I sort of switched off, if I'm honest. But
he wrote the book Thinking Negatively, I think, just from memory. So, but Rigger's like that, and he's absolutely right. Like, it is, we're basically managing risk for people in terms of their investments, and we work out how to kind of position them with their investments, and that's kind of the fun of it as well, and getting to know people and building relationships with people, and being able to relate to what they're going through. So it's great, and there are transferable skills, even just more so like discipline and turning up, working in a team, working with people, finding problem solving for people. There's a lot of that in cricket. You're doing that sort of every ball you're bowling, and particularly in T20 these days.
I feel like you said a lot of this during your interview for the job.
Oh yeah, I might have. Yeah. Can't remember, but it
does sound
I'm not
like
very good at talking about myself, but I was thinking generally. But there are definitely transferable skills, so Rigger's onto something. And interestingly, I studied with George Worker as well. We we did the same thing. We sort of helped
Good CD man.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I remember I sent my notes on to Rigger as well to get him through it. So there you go.
Did you?
Yeah, it's a big secret,
That's so good of you. Maddy, you're still a professional cricketer. A couple of weeks off though, just back from the World Cup. We had Susie Bates on last week, and she, I'm sure like yourself, liked the time off, but would have liked to have been over there at least another week. Yeah,
it would have been nice to be there at the business end of the tournament, but nice to be home back in New Zealand. I think we were away for a couple of months, so touring's not always as glamorous. We're very lucky to do what we do. It's an awesome privilege, but it's sometimes nice to be able to come home, have a couple of weeks, just reconnect with friends and family, and back into a bit of domestic cricket this coming weekend, which I'm really looking forward to. But obviously, tournament was tough for us. Didn't go how we would have liked. Just felt like a bit funny. We just never really got going, which was disappointing because I feel like the team's in a really good place. It just didn't quite click. And those tournaments, there's no room for error really. You got to hit the ground running, and unfortunately, we didn't do that. So that was disappointing. But nice to be home and looking forward to a summer of cricket.
Yes, and I guess probably a bit of a come down since you are T20 world champions. Did you have the same expectation? I guess you got to going into a tournament, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the most disappointing thing. We came home after the T20 World Cup last year and we were riding that sort of high, and it was just such an awesome moment for women's cricket in this country. And, you know, we're competing against some teams that have a lot more resource and a lot more professional players and things like that. So to be able to succeed at the T20 World Cup was amazing for us, and the media coverage and everything that we got when we came home was awesome. And hopefully, you know, we were kind of like, well, that's awesome. Hopefully that inspires some more girls to get into cricket. But we wanted to back that up this year at the 50 Over World Cup, which, you know, is a really tough tournament. You play everyone once, so you like truly have to be, I think, the best team to win those tournaments. So yeah, it was disappointing not to be able to go over there and you know, back that T20 World Cup win up. And I feel like the team's in a really good place, and we've had a lot of confidence from that T20 World Cup win. So yeah, it was just kind of like one of those tournaments just didn't really get going. We had 2 tough games first up, and we probably needed to win one of those games early.
2 rainouts too.
Yeah, and that was kind of funny, and just, you know, we sort of lost our first 2 games to Australia and South Africa first up, and then got that good win against Bangladesh and went to Sri Lanka ready to play.
During the monsoon season?
Yeah, during the monsoon season. So it was just frustrating, you know, like we'd sit there for most of the morning watching the sunshine outside, go to the ground, warm up, get through a few overs, and it would absolutely tip down. Like the ground was just like a river. So, and then you wake up the next morning, it's beautiful sunshine. So yeah, it was a little bit frustrating, but at the end of the day, you know, we didn't play well enough against the top 4 teams when it mattered, and that's kind of, you know, as I said, in those tournaments you have to be on all the time, and we weren't, so that was disappointing.
Let's talk about rain, because, you know, we're playing a lot of international cricket at the moment. Well, the men are playing a lot of international cricket right now, and it has been a lot of rain-affected games. There was a washout yesterday when we were recording this in Nelson. I don't know if everyone knows this, but cricketers aren't allowed their phones during game day because of match-fixing stuff, right? Yeah. So how do you pass the time as, you know, during a rain delay? Do you just sit around and yarn? Are you card players? What do you do?
Yeah, a lot of cards generally. A lot of 500.
Oh yeah.
Play 500, loved it. That was always quite competitive and good laugh. And then you'd get games of indoor cricket going, and yeah, read the paper. I used to do crosswords, like pretty boring, you know, just like Richie McCaw. So he used to do crosswords, so I do crosswords. Like, solid. Yeah, good.
I bet the fast bowlers aren't doing crosswords, are they?
Nah.
There's a bit more going on in a spinner's head, right?
Well, potentially, yeah.
Okay.
You could argue that.
I was trying to create some sort of thing there, but you're being very diplomatic.
Oh, yeah. No, the fast bowlers always got a bit fiery and more competitive generally.
Okay.
Overtly.
Mm-hmm. But you're more strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I heard Ish Sodhi carries a chess set around.
Oh, yeah, he does, I think. Yeah, and Ish is the trivia man. Like, you ask him any question about cricket, he's like, he'll give you some first-class player from 20 years ago batting average and stuff like that. He's like he's a savant.
He's a nuffy. Let's go savant.
Yeah, savant. I think that's much more positive.
I'm often described as a nuffy, and I'm starting to take offence to that term. So
I called you a nuffy earlier today.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks. I like that better than tragic. That's the other one, because it's got negative connotations.
The nuffy one's really Aussie saying.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Come on, you nuffy. It's always
I don't mind
to get that all the time.
I actually don't mind it. What about you, Maddy? What are you?
Yeah, rain delays are funny because you like. There's obviously lots of time that can pass, but you want to be able to like decompress and then be able to switch on when you get back on the field. So there's some people that, you know, get a bit silly in the change room playing games, and there's a video online where Sri Lanka, actually Sophie, they had all these like flies and stuff in the change room. She's waving the bloody Mozzie zapper off them. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like to chill. Same with Will, play cards. 500's a great game. So yeah, just trying to be able to chill, and so when you get back out into the field, you can kind of switch on, not waste too much energy, and yeah. Yeah,
because how hard is it, particularly in a T20 game, and it's a day-nighter, and you might have to switch on and go out and play a 5-over game at 11 o'clock at night or whatever. That must be difficult to stay in game mode all that time, right? To play what is a ridiculously short amount of cricket, right?
Yeah, I suppose as cricketers we're used to kind of switching on and off all the time, especially with 4-day cricket where you might not do anything for 5 sessions, like
true,
and a half.
True, yeah.
But in this condensed format, like when you change the game to a 5-over game, it's kind of a little bit more Mickey Mouse, really, isn't it? Like it's kind of crazy. But I didn't play many day-night I've played a few in Australia, but yeah, I don't remember having any rain delays. But I remember playing a couple of club games where it was 5 over games, and you just literally like, you send it, if someone hits 20 off and over, you kind of won the game almost.
Yeah.
It's that sort of, pretty fickle, but even more fickle than the 20 over format. So, yeah.
As a spinner, you meant to love a fight.
Oh, yeah. It's the best, mate, yeah. Just trying to hit the hole or something. Yeah.
Just dart it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Not giving
Not
it much
something
air,
I was very good at with my long levers. It was quite, my margin for error was always a bit tighter than the shorter guys who could sort of get under the bat because I had the bounce. So I had to go side on, fire it in there at the toes. Yeah.
I want to talk about slogging a bit actually, because Maddy, you seem to be going, I don't say this in an insulting way, but you keep seem to be going further down the order for the Ferns. Is it, what's the strategy there?
Yeah, I guess for me, like just trying to slot around some of our key players, obviously Amelia and Soph, bat 3 and 4, and for us it's nice to have a lefty through that middle period. There's so much spin in the women's game because we don't necessarily have the power of the guys, so lots of spin bowling in T20 cricket and 50 over cricket for us, so having a lefty through that middle period, so you got left hand, right hand is really critical, and Brookie's been doing really well. So for me, been batting in that sort of 6th position for the last little while and trying to being able to finish off innings, and got to work on my power game, getting a bit older, so got to keep getting in the gym and making sure I can hit the ball hard. But I think we're seeing, in the men's game particularly, power game 50 over T20 cricket is becoming so much more important, and I think we're kind of going that way in the women's game as well. Obviously not quite to the same extent, but old girl trying to teach me new tricks and all that sort of stuff, but no, it's good.
We'll go back to World Cup for just a second, because I just thought, let's look at the positives, because there were some, and Brooke was one of them, right?
Yeah, Brooke's been going really well.
Yeah, Izzy Gaze as well. And I thought the quicks, even though it wasn't really conducive to our quicks, but I thought Rosemary and Bree looked really good at times, even on those pitches that weren't particularly helpful.
Yeah, I think there's definitely bright spots, and that's sort of the frustrating thing. I feel like it's all there. It's not like a skill thing. It's just being able to be on the day, and can you turn up and be absolutely ruthless and perform? And we probably didn't do that well enough in all facets and in every game that mattered, So I think Brooke's going really nicely with the bat. She's added different shots to her game against the spin, which I think has massively opened up her batting ability, and she's going really well. So that's awesome for us, especially, Sopha's coming to the end of her 50 over career, so Brooke's probably going to play even a bigger role for us, and she just keeps maturing as a batter. And Izzy, so talented. She's only 21. Sometimes you forget how young she is. She's pretty mature for a 21-year-old, but she's certainly got power. She's ex-hockey player, so her ability to hit the ball really hard off the sweep shot and things like that, it's going to hold her in really good stead as we play more games in the subcontinent. And she's a real talent, so I think she could be a huge player for us going forward. Oh, and special shout out to Leah Tahuhu, who I think was the leading wicket taker. Yeah, she was awesome. I think Leah's 35 now, and she's had her fair share of injuries. She had a tough summer last year for us. Still getting it down there. And her hamstring was barely holding on at the start of this year. So the way that she's come back through that, I thought she bowled really nicely. Leah's the sort of player, she really steps up in those peak events, and she's the person that wants the ball and wants to be involved in those big moments, and you really want people like that in your team. So I thought she bowled exceptionally well on some pretty tough surfaces for bowlers, I thought. Yeah. Will, one thing I didn't ask you before is, what's your connection to the game now? Are you other than doing a bit of Cricket Players Association stuff, are you doing any coaching at all? A little bit, yeah. My 9-year-old son Hugo, I'm sort of helping out a little bit with the awesome. What are they? Under 10s, I suppose. It's their first year of hardball, so it was, the best part of it was going to Cricket Express and buying some new kit with them, because I was so excited. So you love your new kit, and he was pumped. So I got him pads and a thigh pad and all this, and it took him through all that process, which I remember vividly when I was a little kid. So that was quite cool, good fun. And then I coached my daughter last year as well, in the 7-year-old, and she was in a team with 8 boys, and she was probably the best bowler. Love it. She was awesome, but she doesn't play this year. She's doing netball and she's doing tennis and all sorts of other things. Okay, yeah. But she's seeing what she likes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hopefully she comes back to cricket. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. No, she's quite good, so she's strong, tall. Do you get recognised on the sideline by parents? They're like,
Yeah, I have. So yeah, occasionally, like, you need to know your cricket to know me, but generally. And if I go down to Parnell, I guess I used to play there as well, and we played against Parnell last weekend, and the other coach was like, you look really familiar. Do I know you? And I was like, oh, I used to play for Parnell. And we started talking about it. And,
also played Test cricket against Australia.
Yeah, it's quite funny, you're just kind of helping out the kids. You're not there to, so it's been fun doing that and being engaged with my kids with cricket as well now. It's really special. So I sort of touched on earlier, like I love my job but I miss my cricket in terms of the competitive side, but I don't miss being a cricketer and the travel and the other sort of strains on the family life that brought for us. So it's really nice doing a job that I love and being engaged with cricket still, even through doing stuff like this. It's great to talk about cricket, and I talk about cricket a lot at work. People want to talk to me about cricket.
Of course they do, yeah.
And I love cricket still. It's nice being a fan again, and rather than being right in it, it's nice to kind of just enjoy watching the girls and the men's team get on with it, and love following it still. So
Your kids go off spin?
No.
Or steering them away?
Yeah, trying to get in the door fast. I think Zoe was kind of a leg spinner, my daughter.
Nice.
She's just rolled them out naturally like that.
Really?
So,
Nice.
Yeah. Have to get her to speak to Amelia.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Were you encouraged because of your height to be a fast bowler?
I was initially, till I was 14. I didn't bowl spin till I was 14 years old.
Right.
So I was bowling just seamers. I used to open the batting, but I bowled, and then I had stress fractures when I was 14. And so I sort of didn't bowl for a summer, and then I came back under 15s and started bowling off it. I was like, I could spin the ball. And then it just then I turned into a bowler who didn't bat. By the time I was 18, I was kind of getting picked for my bowling. So that was my sort of growth as a cricketer,
Yeah.
Sort of go through, I was mostly a batter, and then just turned into a spinner because I was getting picked in rep teams and stuff, and it's
such a common story.
Fell into it. Yeah, it is.
You bowl that off spin, don't you, Maddy?
It's probably generous.
3 international wickets, I think I saw.
No, I'm pretty keen to remind the girls of that every now and then. Bowl a bit of off spin. I've been through a few different eras. I was in a backup wicket keeping era not too long ago, and now back to my off spin journey. So maybe I need to ask Will for some tips, but. No, it's fun. I enjoy it. Just sometimes even getting in the nets, and it's just a way to keep things fresh at training and compete at training. And it's always nice when you get one of the top order batters out as well. It doesn't happen too often. Some of the wickets in India actually, when we were practicing in the nets there, they were
of course
they were quite friendly to spinners, so that was quite fun.
Who do you want to get out the most in the Ferns so far, I imagine?
Yeah, Sophie is probably the prized one, or Amelia, I'd say. Sophie's absolutely terrifying to bowl in the nets, because I think anyone that bowls off spin, she's like, I'm going to absolutely whack you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like bowl it and then the ball's probably going to come back at you.
Exact same bowling to like Guppy in the nets, particularly, just especially at Eden Park on these beautiful wickets. You're just kind of like ducking and weaving half the time. It's not fun in the nets. Like in a game, it's different. You're not but in those nets, you just
it's a bit claustrophobic. Sometimes you just like drop it in short so it doesn't come straight back at you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You could bowl with one of those shield things on the left arm, couldn't you?
You almost need to.
Yeah. That's what the umpires have. They've got those new things. They wear a helmet and that. We've seen a couple of those.
It's fair enough.
Makes sense, right?
Some of the boys hit the ball so hard.
Now, you're both Auckland players. Maddy, you are about to start the Halliburton Johnson Shield. How's your team looking?
Yeah, pretty good. Heading down to Dunedin this weekend to play the Sparks. They've probably been the best sort of team, I'd say, in the HBJ format the last couple of years. So that'll be a tough challenge for us. The team's looking pretty good. We've got some experienced White Ferns in our lineup, which is cool, and hopefully everyone's at 100% fitness for the weekend, so that'll be good. And we've lost a few of our sort of talented younger players who've gone away for university, and then going to go play for teams elsewhere, which is cool. You just want to see the best players getting opportunity and things like that. So we've got some fresh faces, and by all accounts, I haven't obviously been there a lot in the last couple of months, but by all accounts, they're just really keen and loving it, which is nice sometimes to have fresh faces come in and just have their energy. So looking forward to the season ahead.
Is that how the Sparks have such a strong team, because they've got Otago University there?
Yeah, well, I think it helps. They've certainly stolen a couple of our talented young girls, but I mean, like as I said, you just want to see the best players in the country playing, so it's cool. We've had a couple of our New Zealand under-19 players go down there for uni and getting picked up down there, and I think it's probably the same in the men's game as well.
Yeah, well, you started at Otago too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
How did that come about?
I went over to study because I couldn't get into uni, and grew up in Australia in the city. So when I was 19, moved to Dunedin, to study commerce because I couldn't do it in the New South Wales University or Sydney Uni because he didn't hire Mark. So I could come to New
So we just
Zealand.
have slightly lower standards.
Yeah, well, basically,
Really?
because I was a New Zealander, I could just come to study commerce in Dunedin.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweet, I'll do that. And yeah, that's how I actually I did go over with my father before we moved and met with Glenn Turner, GT, because he knew Dad's friend knew him quite well, and I just talked about cricket and I love it, and I'm trying to, I was playing a little bit of first grade in Sydney the year prior, and so I was ready to move to Dunedin to study, but also play cricket. And then I got in touch. That's where I met Henry Bates, was the captain of the University Grange, the Uggs, the mighty Uggs. I played 5 seasons there with him, and then Michael Bracewell, and we had Matt Harvey, Anthony Bullock, Craig Smith, Nick Turner. We had a bunch of first-class cricketers in this team as well. It was a really strong team, and I ended up captaining the Uggs, I think, in the last season because Henry had sort of moved on with his law career, and I was still playing cricket, trying to play cricket. But yeah, that was Dunedin was an awesome time. Meeting Warren McSkimming and Nathan and Brendan were there, the McCullums. So we had and Otago won the first trophy in I'm not sure how many years, probably it was 25, 30 years or something. 2009, the one day won the Ford Trophy, I think it was, or the Ford Cup, or maybe it was
the 4-day or the 1-day?
The 1-day comp.
Cup. I think.
And Brendan McCullum came up here and hit 150 in the semi, and then 100 in the final or something, and got us home. Like, it was amazing. And then a couple of big days celebrating in the Octagon there in Dunedin. No, I remember that quite clearly. Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Well, just there's some moments there that are very, very fond memories in my mind. But yeah, it was great. And that was Mike Hesson was coach, so he kind of took the team after GT, took the team and built them up and was very sort of skills and process based, and and the team got better and played really well. Aaron Redmond, Craig Cumming, captain a lot of that time. Some of the greats of Otago cricket at the time.
I'm not sure how many there went to university, but anyway,
not so much. Aaron Ridders is a fully trained chartered accountant, I believe. He lives in England. He's doing really well. Married an English lady.
What's up with you cricketers and numbers? You're pretty handy with numbers, aren't you?
Pardon me on that. Is it because cricket can be quite an analytical game?
There's so much of it's on stats and your records. Everyone, as much as you say, I don't care about my record, you care about your record. Like, you want to get your numbers as best you can.
Yeah.
And as long as you're
Is that a fallacy when people go, I don't play for stats? Is that a complete fallacy?
I think if you focused on it too much, it'd be a distraction. So you've got to just focus on your game and your process and your routine and whatever it is, and you can't worry about it. But you're proud of what you've done, and you can look back and it's there. The numbers are so raw. It's like,
I think some people care more than others, but it's something that, like you said, is there. It's you can't really ignore it too much.
No, but
I feel like those cricketers though they're slightly mocked or maligned by their teammates, the ones that are
the red inkers.
The red inkers,
yeah, absolutely.
It's really cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Mark Richardson just said he absolutely played for stats, and his own, not his team, his own. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, the other side to that, it's such a selfish sport, right? Because if you do well, the team's going to do well. So as a batsman, particularly, you've got to be selfish and you've got to find a way to score runs for you. But it's also actually that's how you help the team. So the lines can get blurred with
that's true.
But you've got to.
Let's talk a little bit of international cricket. Ferns aren't playing at the moment, but the Black Caps are. We're in the middle of a T20 series versus the West Indies. When this comes out, Game 5 will have been. Game 4 was washed out, but 3 really close games, and I think slightly surprisingly so, given the West Indies have had a tough couple of years.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's the nature when you play at Eden Park as well, short boundaries. I think sometimes that can bring teams closer together, and I love watching the West Indies because they've just got that flair and that power, and particularly T20 cricket, you can see how they play the game. It's pretty cool to watch. So it's been a really good series to watch so far from my point of view, and looking forward to watching the one days and into the test matches as well. It's quite cool to have a team here for that sort of longer tour, an all formats tour. I think it's great.
Yeah. You had eyes on this series, Will?
Yeah, I've had a little bit of a look at it. Yeah. And I noticed the tight scores. I think we lost the first game, which was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the West Indies. Like we used to talk about team that gets the most singles wins a game. Now the T20, it's like the West Indies are just trying to hit bombs from ball one. We hit the most sixes, we win the game. That's basically their strategy, and it's, you know, it works. And when it comes off, they win T20 World Cups. And yeah, it's a bit of a bold strategy, but they're very good at it, and they're all pretty powerful. Yeah, and some skillful bowlers too.
So the West Indies won the Under-19 World Cup, the men did, in 2016, and there's a few members of this team that were part of that team, their Under-19 team. How did you both go through the Under-19 system?
We didn't have that when I was growing up. We had like New Zealand emerging players. So Gary Sebb was my first coach for that, which was pretty cool. We had a couple of tours to Australia, absolutely pants, but that was a pretty cool experience. But now, yeah, it's really cool. There's a full Under-19 program for the women, which is awesome. They have World Cups every couple of years, and Sarah McGlashan, ex-White Fern's leading that program, so that's really cool for our young and talented cricketers.
Awesome.
Yeah, were you Under-19 New Zealand?
No, I grew up I was in Australia.
There,
so
right.
Under-19s, New South Wales, I got down to the final trial or whatever, 24 in an Australia side. But they had Stephen O'Keefe. I don't think I was going to make the team anyway. Stephen O'Keefe and another Roffey. So that's my only real Under-19s stuff. But played New South Wales schoolboys. That was kind of that was really cool. I met some good cricketers in that. Played with Stephen O'Keefe, for example, who I ended up playing with for New South Wales, 15 years later. But yeah.
It seems to be quite a valuable program, because whoever wins that World Cup, you do see the improvement in the national side probably 7 or 8 years later. And that, you know, the West Indies obviously haven't been the West Indies of the 80s for a long time, but maybe start to see some resurgence in them now, with particularly in T20s, right?
I just think it's more, you know, playing high pressure games, you know, at that age, you know, it can only be a valuable thing. So have players go through that experience, win games under pressure in like a World Cup, I guess, scenario. Yeah, it stands those players in pretty good stead moving forward. So certainly some talented players in the West Indies, and I think you're seeing as well a lot of their players playing in franchise gigs all around the world, particularly in T20 cricket, and you know, that just makes players better. So it's not surprised they've been really competitive in this series, even though they're missing a few players. And yeah, it'll be interesting potentially see how they go in the longer formats of the game throughout the rest of the summer.
One thing I've noticed this year with the Black Caps that's really stood out, particularly in T20 cricket, is the batting of the captain, Mitch Santner. Now, I don't know how well you know Mitch, either of you, but what's been the secret sauce here, or is it just been something he's always been good at and it's suddenly started to click? Yeah,
I mean, he's always been incredibly talented. Like he's a scratch golfer. Like everything he does is slinkies. Like he makes it look so easy. He's just a natural, and I think the captaincy's probably helping him a little bit. I mean, I don't know. He's just found a bit of form. But I've seen him. He's won games for Chennai with the bat in the IPL. In the past, you know, on more than one occasion. He's always had the talent, I guess, and the skill, and I think he's probably just mature, you know, at that, you know, I think as cricketers you get better as you get older, and Mitch has got a lot of experience now, and now he's the skipper. It's probably just moving into that role and a bit more responsibility, and he's probably he looks totally in control. I mean, he's always very calm, and he's just the most calm guy you ever meet on a field. But yeah, he just looks in control, and you know, he's hitting balls that shouldn't go for six, and yeah, he's always had that. He's got that ability, like those shots over cover where looks like a Yorker, and he just kind of goes, and it's in the stands. That shot the other night was pretty impressive, and yeah, he's always had it, and it's really cool to see him do it at home as captain. Like, it's great, happy for him. Such a good dude.
Yeah, playing a similar role, I guess, to you in the T20 team. Maddy, coming in at 6'7".
It's a tough role down there.
Yeah, it is tough. I think sometimes you go in that lower order in T20 cricket, and like you don't get to dictate the scenario you're walking into. Sometimes you can either be trying to rescue a situation, or you're absolutely having to go. So it is a tough place to bat. But yeah, I mean, like Will said, he's got that natural timing and power, and some of the shots that he's hitting for six are unbelievable. So yeah, whether or not, I don't know him very well at all, but sound like he's a handy golfer and got a nice swing, so that seems to be translating onto the cricket field, which is cool.
Are you golfers?
Terrible, no.
Yeah, I'm a golfer, but I'm not a very good one.
Okay.
For a cricketer, I'd be told, but I'm not. Yeah, I love it. I do enjoy some golf.
Right.
Yeah, but it just seems, just going back to that, I think that's where you have your most experienced player now in T20 is like 5, 6, 7, because that you've got to adapt to whatever the conditions are, and you've played in so many different roles already, and that's why I think that's the natural spot for people like yourself and Sants to bat at nowadays.
Yeah, I think like you can go out and you're 5 for not much, or you can go out in the last couple of overs. It's time to just go from ball one, which is it's a tough skill to have. So having someone like Santner do that role for us now, and the balance that probably gives the Black Caps as well, having someone who's a banker with the ball, being able to do that at the back end with the bat, so valuable. And he's played in, like you said, in the IPL and doing a really good job there, and his experience and potentially his captaincy is bringing the best out of him with the bat too, which is really cool.
Is it strength? Do you do strength training? Is that something you're doing now that you have to be a T20 finisher?
Yeah, I think it's becoming more of the power game is becoming more and more important, particularly those that bat in the middle to low order. But it is about timing, and there's a lot of work that goes on with power hitting coaches. I know that Chappie's worked really hard with this ex-baseball coach, this guy called Daisuke.
Mark Jessica.
Yeah, Chappie, and like Chappie's not a big guy, but jeepers, he hits the ball pretty hard. So it's trying to find ways to efficiently use power, and it's not about swinging the bat really hard, it's using your ball body, and you can get all technical and stuff, but I know that Chappie has worked really hard on that, and how he hit the ball the other night at Eden Park, geez, the timings and the power in those shots, unbelievable. So there's that strength element, but it's around that, it's like the biomechanics of it as well is becoming more important, I guess.
It's nice to see him hit runs as well, Mark Chapman, that is against someone other than Pakistan. It was starting to look like bullying, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's funny. He's just always scored runs against Pakistan.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit of WBBL. Maddy, you've played a few seasons for the Heat and the Scorchers. You've played the BBL for the Sixers. Now, Sophie Devine, did you see this clip?
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah. The other day, her trash talking Sydney, right? Your old home. And having a go at Alyssa Healy. I don't know, she said that she didn't come across to Perth because she'd chipped a nail. This is sort of I don't know if this is a publicity stunt or what. Is Soph just trying to ramp up the
I think Soph's
the chat?
Yeah, Soph's not afraid to have a bit of banter over there, and she's been incredibly successful in that competition, so she probably has the right to do that. I saw that maybe a little bit hard on Midge. I think she's got probably a couple broken digits and her foot's barely hanging on, so maybe a bit rough on her. But love to see it. It's funny to watch from afar, but unfortunately for her, I think the Sixers had the last laugh in that game, absolutely trouncing the Scorchers. So.
There's nothing worse than sledging someone and then losing the game.
Yeah, and they got pumped, so that was, whoops.
Yeah. Sledging someone, dropping a catch, and then they get 150 and then losing the game, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Done that before. Never again.
In the clip, my favourite bit though was she was, obviously spitting out these one-liners. They were pretty acerbic, but there was a fly that just wouldn't leave her alone at the same time. Poor old Soph, It just detracts slightly from it, doesn't it?
She is a very funny character, very sharp-witted. I think she could be a stand-up comedian, honestly. She's hilarious. So, she's funny.
I'll be the judge of that. Right, now, let's talk Ashes. We can talk Ashes on this because there's a lot of New Zealanders involved.
True.
Also,
both sides.
Both sides, that's right. But also, we have a connection here because a bowler for England who played in the last Ashes, Ollie Robinson, he's gone and signed up with, I think, Sydney University grade team. And it's been, some of the tabloid...
He's starting twos? He's starting twos, surely.
It's a thing, isn't it?
Can't just come straight into first grade.
No, even if you're an international player, particularly the English, right? They get told to start in twos.
Yeah. That's normal. Standard procedure. Yeah. Sydney Test cricket, well, not grade cricket, Sydney Test cricket.
Yeah, no, you're a product of this.
Yeah.
Well, and the stories I hear from Sydney grade or Sydney Test cricket, they're very different to here in the way that they play. It's pretty brutal, right?
Yeah, it's just highly competitive. Like there's, sort of touched on it earlier with you before the show. Like there's 20 clubs, with 5 teams at each club. There's 1,100 men and boys trying to play first grade, get the opportunity to play first grade, and they get there. They don't, hyper competitive, trying to win every game, and winning is a massive part of Aussie culture, and that's what everyone wants to do, right? And it's the same here in New Zealand. You want to win, but I just feel like that competitive nature. There's 1,000 people trying to play in 20 teams basically. So there's a high level of competition, and you're playing on basically first class grounds, beautiful wickets, sight screens, picket fences. Like Parnell doesn't have a picket fence, that's why the ball goes in the mud. Like it's just a different level of it's proper cricket. It's taken very seriously, but it's a lot of fun as well. It's highly competitive, I'd say. And I think historically when I started playing grade cricket, there was you'd have your 38, 39-year-olds still playing in first grade. They'd been playing for 20 years. So there's this culture of like, you get into first grade and you stay there, and you get better and better as you get older. But nowadays, I don't know if it's still the same in Sydney. I haven't played grade cricket since 2018, but yeah, you'd still have guys that were a bit older staying in the game for a bit longer. And I think I've noticed that in New Zealand, you don't really get many guys over 30 still playing club cricket. Like it's very much a younger person's game, and I think that breeds more competition, but also a higher standard of cricket. And with all that competition around, you're going to get the cream of the crop rise to the first grade teams. And it's always a good competitive match every Saturday. And Sunday for. Yeah.
You're a pretty friendly and mild-mannered bloke from my experience with you. Like, how did you handle just these old men abusing you when you're a young man?
When I was 18, it was I debuted in first grade. I was very intimidated. Just being in the change room was intimidating with Jeff Cook and JJ Swift and Mark Patterson. They were all sort of mid-30s or older. And that year we won the premiership, won the whole thing. And Brad Haddon played, and we had
he's a lot of the opposite to you, isn't he, in terms of friendliness?
I guess so.
On the field.
On the field,
I don't know I'm off the field.
Yeah, anyway, the team at that stage was very strong. In 2004 they won, and we won the Belvedere Cup, whatever, and so that was the last time East won. But I just remember that being so intimidating, like I was, chafing my boots, but Pato, who was the captain, always backed me and bowled my offies and gave me a clear plan, and this is what we're trying to do. Which was great, and I learned a lot. And then I got injured, and that was when I strained that side for the under.
Oh yeah,
and I tried to play, and I'll never forget. I tried to play the week after I'd strained my side, and I basically bowled 4 or 5 overs, and I was stuffed. And Pato said, he was straight afterwards, just don't ever do that again. You can't, if you're not fit, you don't. And I was just desperate to play. But I learned a pretty good lesson there. If you're not, you can't turn up, and there's someone in second grade who could come in and bowl 25 overs for us on a hot day at Penrith, and you turn up and can't even bowl properly. So that was a big mistake as an 18-year-old, and a good lesson. But I remember this. It was very hard, I guess hard-nosed, but just good, tough cricket. And it was almost more rewarding when you won. And if you didn't stand up for yourself, if you couldn't stand up to the the verbal abuse on the field or whatever else, then you just get pushed aside. So you had to kind of stand up, and it was build a bit of character, I suppose, in many ways. But you said brutal. I don't know. So you can
more so than here.
You can It's if you're not water off a duck's back, you don't really survive. You get brought down pretty quick. So that's the biggest difference. Yeah.
What about you, Maddy? Is there a lot of the on-field verbals in the women's game, or is it fairly quiet out there?
No, I think it's fairly quiet, particularly internationally now. A lot of people playing franchise cricket, you actually get to know people as people away from cricket, and it's probably a bit more friendly. I think it's more sometimes you come back to domestic cricket in New Zealand, it's that competitiveness with your White Ferns teammates, and that's always quite good fun. So last year Eden Carson, actually, she was quite chatty when we were playing Otago, which I enjoyed. I thought it was brilliant. I think that's sometimes quite fun when we come back to domestic cricket and you're playing your White Ferns teammates, trying to get one up on them. It wouldn't be sledging, I would say, just a few.
So you're not getting properly personal with stuff that your teammates have divulged to you late at night after a game.
No, definitely not. Just a little bit of competitive banter, and
You could really attack someone, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, here, falling behind on your mortgage. While they're betting. Yeah, that would be.
No,
you need some investment advice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I think, we come back here, you want to see your White Ferns teammates do well, but at the same time, you wanted to make it tough for them and,
of course.
and have a bit of fun out there. So,
Okay, and can I just applaud you also on dodging that Brad Hadding question? That was really good. Well, well done.
I've played a few games with Hads for the Sixers, but never for New South Wales. He was coming to the back end of his career, and he was always really supportive of me and the team, and just making sure I understood my role and how to win games. But
I'm not saying anything that he wouldn't say himself.
No.
I imagine he's quite open about the fact that he doesn't mind a few words in the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He thinks it's part of the game, and that is just the difference between our two countries. Probably is there's a bit less of that over here.
Yeah. I think the game's changed a lot as well. As Maddy's alluded to, like the fact that half the guys you play with them or people play on the circuits around the T20 circuits around the world, and there's a bit more of a human side to it. Like not I don't give a about you. It's more like a bit more understanding, a little bit of course, sort of empathy, I suppose. But it's still competitive, and you want to win. So that's great. Nice.
All right, we're just going to wrap up here with a few questions, and one is the first one's for Will. Will, we know that you've got a job as an investment guy, but I understand you have another important job coming in, and that is as a marriage celebrant.
That's correct. Yeah, Ben Horn and Laura are getting married in the new year, so I'm going to be marrying them, which is going to be my debut, but I'm really looking forward to it. So it should be fun. Up in Paihia, up in the Bay of Islands.
Yeah, so Ben Horn, your former Auckland teammate, and you used to do a thing when you took a wicket. You're quite a lot taller than him, and he would sort of do the koala.
Yeah, that's right. I'll never forget, not me jump, he used to get me to jump up on him or something.
The other way around.
So the other way around. He used to jump up on me. I can't remember. But I'll never forget Kyle Jameson would take a wicket and Hornet would start coming over ready to jump on him, and Kyle would just be walk the other way and turn around back to his mark. I'm not doing this Hornet. And Kyle gets in the zone. He doesn't want to deal with a Hornet humping him in the middle of the bloody T20. Come on, mate. Yeah. It's quite classic Hornet. Yeah. He's sort of got a mind of his own, that boy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's one of the true characters of the Super Smash, but that was one of the most iconic images. They should do it. They should do it. There's a Michael Jones statue outside Eden Park. They should have
Please don't.
A Will Somerville with Ben Horn with his legs wrapped around your waist, like he's in a baby Bjorn.
And he used to call me Dad just to make it even more weird.
Exactly.
Is that where that came from? From him?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Hornet started at Auckland. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it was just Dad.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Have you got a nickname?
Nah, I'm pretty boring.
Oh.
Yeah. I know real nickname. Mandy.
Mad Dog? Not Mad Dog?
Mad Dog's not my favourite one. Yeah, the Australians used to call me that.
Yeah, that's a real Aussie.
Yeah,
real
Aussie thing. Nah.
Mad Dog.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really fit.
I don't think it's me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I remember something I heard about you from Mealy Kerr actually, who said you are the one. We've talked a lot about how much singing there is in the White Ferns. There's a lot of social media videos and she has told me this was when I was working for TVNZ, and she told me how little you enjoy the music on the bus.
No,
is that true?
What I don't enjoy from Mealy is she'll get her guitar out and she'll play half of a song and then just stop and then chat a bit and then start the next one. I want consistency. So if you're playing a song, just play the whole thing rather than stop start on the bus. You want to be able to just switch off. It's not that relaxing. Sorry, Mealy.
No, I'm with you. I agree. That would be frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it because the song gets a bit hard and she's like, I'll just skip that bit?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but she just stop start.
It's like my children. There's skip. I'll listen to 10 seconds. Yeah.
So frustrating. So I feel like she's trying to stitch me up there, but
You're saying grow up, Mealy?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's that TikTok generation, isn't it?
Exactly.
They've got no
attention span. Yeah.
Okay. Right, this is the question we ask everybody, and we've had a lot of varied answers. There is one answer that a lot of people have given, and I'm not going to give that away until afterwards.
That's probably right.
What other type of cricketer would you be than what you are? So we've got a middle order batter and part-time off spinner, and we've got a big tall off spinner and lower order batter here. That's how it's ended up for you in your careers. But you could choose any type of cricketer. What would it be? Do you want to go first, Maddy?
I think I'd like to be a left spinner. I think it's probably quite a popular answer. Left arm
Jimmy Neesham.
Yeah, left arm off spinner that bats left-handed. There's not that many left-handers in the women's game. So I think being left-hand bat that can sort of bat 4-5 and then bowl some nice left arm offers, I think that'd be quite good.
That's exactly what Jimmy Neesham said. And he is a left-handed batter, but he wanted to be a left-handed spinner. Left arm spinner, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Fast bowler. Like
You've got the
intimidating, fast, like bowl 150 plus. That'd be awesome. Because I'm like I'm like the least intimidating bowler you could even think of, like an off spinner. I mean, I got the height and I had bounce. I could, get people out with my good off spin bowling. But GP just decided to start bowling off spin 3 years ago. Now he's like bowling.
Greg Phillips,
he's just taking fifers. So if I could, but you can't coach fast bowling like necessarily. So I'd love to bowl quick and bowl bumpers and
tough on the body though.
Yeah, it would be tough on the body, but you'd be bowling fast. So
true, yeah.
That would be because when you've got a quick bowler in your team, you can just come in and hit the poles, like, and you just wrap up the tail. Like to be able to just do that would be pretty cool. I think. Be fun.
I guess as a spinner, it's hard, isn't it? When you get, hit back over your head for 6 or something.
It's not like I can follow it up with a bumper.
No.
I can try, but it's going to go like that. And it's 4 more. So, well, you can. I've seen Louis Delport take first class wickets with a bumper, and Will O'Donnell as well. I think when we were just playing on flat wickets, and you can't take a wicket. You come around, bowl a bumper, and a couple of times we got a couple of wickets doing that. But it's a desperate situation when the game's dead. But
and probably is about the absolute last thing you expect.
Yeah, that's the thing. Element of surprise there. Yeah. But so maybe I should have done more of that. I don't know. But it's 100 km/h bumper. It's not really.
You retired when you
were the mustard.
Were you 40 when you retired?
No, I was 38. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you get into 38 as a 150 km/h.
No, that's true. Yeah. And I became a professional cricketer at 30, so that's probably, No, Brett Lee he could still probably bowl quick. He's an amazing athlete. And he played till, professionally till he was probably 36, 37 even. I don't know, it's incredible longevity for a quick bowler, and he was still bowling heat. So he was at the Sixers when I was there, my first couple of years, still playing. Yeah. Just come in for the T20 for the BBL.
Did you get in the nets against them?
No. Thankfully, I wasn't on the batting list with in the Sixers generally. I'd just bowl, and then have some throwdowns or something, or face the net bowlers. But yeah. But I think I have faced him in a trial game. Yeah. At Drummoy's.
Yeah, right.
At the back end of his career. Yeah.
Who's the fastest bowler you've faced, Maddy? Would it be? Is it Leah? Because Leah's still.
I feel like Leah probably earlier on in her career. Shabnam Ismail from South Africa. She's pretty quick and it's amazing. She's short, she's tiny, but that she can bowl fast for such a slight woman. So yeah, it's just those fast twitch fighters, and she was quite skitty. So yeah.
Was she the one, her and Katie Martin had an altercation at one point?
It wouldn't surprise me about Maddy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maddy's probably had a few run-ins with a few different people, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so that's one of the few confrontations I've ever seen in a White Ferns game. I feel like it was a South African bowler in Mado, and she did the old.
Oh yeah, actually I do remember that. Yeah, I think that was her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
good.
Katie did that.
Yeah, it was quite entertaining. Yeah.
Take it on.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, on that note, do we need to see more intimidation in the women's game?
Sorry, Maddy.
Maybe we should be progressing. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe Marty's got it right. Right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Maddy Green and Will Somerville. We will catch you next week. Thanks.